Well, I wondered about this. I said this last hour that you have your coach and your quarterback in the
Hmm.
last year of their contracts.
Yep.
Um,
Best receiver, maybe best player in Micah Parsons with 2 years left. Yeah.
but who's more likely to be back there next year, Dak or Mike McCarthy?
Dak, I think. I'd say Dak. I mean, I think what they're wrestling with Dak again, like I sort of look at it similar to like where the Rams were at the end with Jared Goff, where they still liked Jared Goff, but they had wrestled with how they paid him and his value. And look, like I think in a weird way, they've both been proven right, because the Rams went out and won a Super Bowl with Stafford, and now Goff has completely revitalized his career and changed the narrative that followed him around completely. So in that circumstance, both Goff and the Rams somehow wound up being right. I think that's possible in this situation too. Where I don't think the Cowboys are wrestling with can Dak Prescott, win in the playoffs for us? Can Dak Prescott be the answer for the next 5 years? Can Dak Prescott remain, within the top 10 or so quarterbacks in the league? I think it's more, do we want to have this number on our books affixed to this particular player? And that's why I think it was so hard the first time around, when they struggled and went through a franchise tag with him and got to a second franchise tag with him and finally signed him and cost themselves a lot of money in the process. It's almost like they're doing that all over
I
again.
know. Yeah.
And, you do wonder, like, if there comes a point when they say, all right, enough's enough. We're going to just go into the year and let him play out the contract, knowing it's basically going to be impossible to franchise him after the year. So he's got almost a completely open road to free agency if he wants to take it.
Yeah, it almost feels like there's this mutual agreement that Dak's just going to play this year, and then
Yeah.
let's see what happens when all's said and done. And if Dallas is good, maybe Mike McCarthy stays. If not, Bill Belichick, come on
Yeah.
down.
It's weird because like, I said this, I've said this over the last couple of months when people have asked me like, which is the most urgent of these situations? And again, you have your quarterback, your coach, and your best player, that, I think all want new contracts, right? I think it actually is none of those three that's the most urgent. I think it's CD Lamb because CD Lamb's the one who was, I think, showed over the last 2 months that he's willing to push the envelope on this. And he is going into a contract year, and the circumstances at his position have changed. And the market's exploded. I mean, there's a reason why the Dolphins were so aggressive with Jalen Waddle. The Texans were so aggressive with Nico Collins. The Lions were so aggressive with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like those teams did those deals early. The Eagles with Devontae Smith, like those teams did those deals early because they knew Justin Jefferson was coming down the pike. Now you have the Cowboys and Niners sitting over here, and it's like, sorry, price has changed. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson got paid, and now that number's 35, and maybe you don't have to give these guys 35 million, but they're going to want something closer to it than what Waddle and Smith and Nico Collins and Amon-Ra St. Brown got. So that's a complicated one. And, obviously he's not planning on showing up to camp and has shown a willingness to go to the mat with the Cowboys to get what he wants.